I heard you've been taking down criminals in this town. There's a criminal stealing from CBTV and the cops aren't doing anything. Can you help?
What are you gonna do now? You can't save her and catch me.
Are you sure? Why take hostages? ¿Por qué atrapaste a una mujer tan hermosa?
I don't understand you, man. I don't speak Spanish.
Y por eso voy a ganar.
Gracias, hermoso, pero me tengo que ir porque Aftershock empieza ahora.
Hello, and welcome to this special Western edition of Aftershock, Cypress Bay's weekly show,
where we cover stories across the community.
Like in today's episodes, where our reporters will be covering
and much, much more.
What's up, Cypress Bay? I'm Giovanna Sheldon.
And I'm Madison Turner, and this Western edition of Aftershock
starts now.
Kids all around the world dream about being an astronaut or even a doctor. What about being a farmer?
This is so cool!
Yeehaw! Hello everybody, I'm Robert Hoover from Family Farm. I am the farmer, I'm also the owner. We do everything, whether it's constructing our buildings or farming and growing the products, the flowers, or doing our customer service and building relations with our community. Today is a Touch the Tractor event. It brings the community, gives them the opportunity to interact on a more intimate level with the farm and to see the equipment that's required to till the soil, to get the production over from planting to harvest. And so they get to learn more about that process. We're inviting people in to learn and grow and understand, and whether that's a takeaway of being able to just enjoy the big equipment, the big tires, or if that's something that inspires them that, you know what, I can do this, or I can do that, or I can do whatever I want. However the inspiration flows, it's per individual, and we hope to facilitate that. They experience something for the first time that helps them to grow and develop an understanding of the way that the animals are, the way that food is developed and harvested, and the way that open space facilitates all of that.
No matter what you do in life, Robert tells us that when you live your life to the fullest, you want to share that feeling with everyone in your community.
Because the community needs to have the freedom to be able to come in and enjoy the event in a neutral aspect that doesn't feel like that we're just trying to get our hands in your pocket. We're trying to build relations and come into the hearts. Because at the end of the day, if we can just show grace and love, then you'll also get it back. And I think that's my message that I would like to send out.
I'm Dylan Tripoli, CBTV.
I love country music.
You're joking.
No, I'm like a huge fan.
Okay, then where did country music originate from?
I'm so glad you asked, Madison, because I took a look on how the city of music came to be.
When it comes to country music, there's only one place to be, and that's Nashville. Nashville is known for being the music city and for being the place where many famous artists got their big break. What's up, Cypress Bay? I'm Giovanna Sheldon, and I wanted to find out why Nashville is called the Music City. If we take a deep dive into Nashville's history, we find that this all started in 1871 when Nashville's Frisk University formed a musical group called the Frisk Jubilee Singers. The group became known around the world, and it's even said that they performed in front of the Queen of England, who said that the group must come from a city of music. This helped jumpstart Nashville's legacy. Then, about 50 years later, the Grand Ole Opry radio show started. This show helped start the careers of many country singers and popularize country music around the United States. As Nashville grew more and more, recording studios, record labels, and radio stations all started to pop up. This is now known as Music Row. At this point, there are already many famous people who had come to Nashville, like Elvis Presley and Dolly Parton. With all the success, in 1967, Nashville opened the Country Music Hall of Fame, where many artists aspire to be. Some artists that are featured in the Country Music Hall of Fame are Johnny Cash and Willie Nelson. Still, to this day, Nashville is known for starting the careers of many musicians. Aspiring singers and songwriters travel across the world in order to be discovered in Nashville. Nashville is full of life, joy, and music. So if you ever want to be a country music singer, you know the place to be. I'm Giovanna Sheldon, CBTV.
What's up, Cypress Bay? My name is Ana Moreno. Come with me to see how Rotary Club of Weston fights against hunger.
The club was packing more than 20,000 meals, which will be later on going to the Philippines. Each bag contains dried up vegetables, soy, and some rice. We can proudly say that we made over 70,000 bags just of today.
The Rotary Club of Weston has many more years to come. I'm Ana Moreno, CVTV.
Cowboys have been around for a long time, from the Wild Wild West to even being portrayed in Hollywood.
And we think we know everything about them. Here's Daniel, who uncovered the real truth behind cowboys.
Western times, we think we have a pretty good understanding on how things were back then. But do movies such as Back to the Future 3 really show what Western times were like? When we think of Western times, we usually think of a small town in the desert, with cowboys on horses. But that's not all Western times are about. Western areas were very diverse, with many different groups of people such as Native Americans, immigrants, and most famously, cowboys. Cowboys were usually the hardest working and were described as very dependable. That's why they're usually the face of Western films. But with much diversity came a lot of conflict. Since Western times were very harsh times, many disputes were being settled with violence, such as classic standoffs as shown in many movies. But that's not all. Without Western times, society would not be where we are today. Western societies went through a lot of changes throughout the years, developing many advancements in transportation and crop growing. Well, clearly Western times had a lot going on, and it's very clear movies don't show everything about Western times. Now, I'm gonna go take a quick ride on some of the horses around here. I'm Daniel Handel, CBTV.
What's up, Cypress Bay? I'm Zachary Lundson, and football is back, and your Lightning opened up their season with a bang. Here's Drew to tell us about your Lightning's football season opener.
What's up, Cypress Bay? I'm Drew Van Dam, and here are my top 5 plays from Cypress Bay versus Marjorie Stoneman Douglas Week 1 football game. Number 5, QB1 Jake Bolanovich fakes the jet sweep and runs into the end zone for his first rushing touchdown of the game. Number 4, a goal line handoff to the running back, and he gets in there for an easy 6 points. Number 3, here we are yet again. Another QB option, he fakes the handoff and takes it into the end zone for a late game score, his second rushing touchdown of the game. At number 2, tight end number 15 Hunter grabs the screen pass, shakes off defenders, and gets down the field for a gain of 30 yards. Here we are, the biggest play of the game. Milanovic escapes the pocket, scrambles to the right side, and launches it down the field to number 1, Sonny Paz, for the touchdown. Other than just those top plays, Cypress Bay controlled most of the game throughout offense, defense, and special teams.
And they came away with the win 48-22, and starting off the season 1-0. I'm Drew Van Dam reporting.
That's it for this week's Lightning Athletics. I'm Zachary Lunzen, CBTV Sports.
Madison, what are your opinions on cows?
I don't really have one, but I love steak.
Samuel got an inside perspective of a man who has very strong opinions about cows.
Out in the Bay, there's over 100 teachers, but some that are more unique than others.
Honestly, this is the first time I've noticed it since you brought it up. But now that you have mentioned it, I do notice it seems to be a bit of a pattern. And probably it's because of my upbringing as I was raised by adoptive cow parents. Well, a cow and a bull. When I was younger, I was at a Dairy Queen with my family. There was a protest. A bunch of cows came in. They, you know, as they will, you know, they have emotions. They have anger issues. Kicked open the doors and like, no more dairy, no more dairy. But I was only 4, so I don't know how many people survived, but I did. They brought me back to the pasture, and they raised me as one of their own and sent me to college. And here I am today. Honestly, I don't really see it anymore. So there's a coffee cup here. One of my few coffee cups that were given to me by a student. Maybe there's some family pictures we have up on the wall. But mostly I don't really notice a lot of cow objects around since you mentioned it.
This goes to show you can't really judge a book based off its cover. I'm Samuel Pombo, CBTV.
And that wraps up our show for this week.
If you enjoyed, make sure to follow us on all social medias at Cypress Bay CBTV and check out our website, cypressbaycbtv.com.
Make sure to tune in next Friday for more stories across South Florida. I'm Madison Turner.
And I'm Giovanna Sheldon. Have a great day, Cypress Bay.